What is up, guys? So Raven here. Welcome to another fantastic review, and today, they probably know from the title, we're gonna talk about Justice League No Justice. This beautiful trade paperback. I know this isn't Polish. I know this is a Polish version of the trade paperback, but it is precisely that. Written by Snyder, James Tynion the Fourth, which always kind of like it is like the fourth. Like that was always kind of funny to me. And of course we got Joshua Williamson with the art by Francis Manapul. This is actually one of those trade paperbacks that it just grabs you from very first moment. And again, recently I've read a lot of, again, the Batman stuff, but because of, what is coming slowly here to me, because of Kovac, right, not COVID, but Kovac, my fiance, and, that she is all about Marvel, so right now a lot of Marvel stuff is coming to us, slowly, the Wolverine, the Assassin's Creed as well, the Thor, so I was reading a lot of that, and my main team that I was reading, I was reading some World Realms, a few other things, and it was really refreshing to go back to the Justice League, because the thing is, I wanted to be prepared. Again, I know the mail is happening, but I'm kind of not there yet. And I wanted to, to prepare, like, okay, what I have to read to get to the mail. So, of course, the mail, Dark Knight's Road to mail, and then right after there is the Justice League stories by the Scott Snyder. And the first of those Justice League stories, Justice League trade paperbacks, is actually the No Justice. Why I chose trade paperbacks, I think that is also quite a simple answer, but I get that question a few times. It's just because I'm so far behind in terms of that it's just easier for me to get this and not to get every single issue. Probably if I would be up to date, so if the comics will be coming out like the No Justice right now, then yeah, I would probably choose single issues, not trades, because you don't want to wait this half a year for the trade paperback. Sometimes you want to get the story, and again, singles, they just have beautiful art. So I got four actually of them. So I got the No Justice and then 3 first volumes of the Justice League by Snyder at a really discounted price. I paid like $10-15, so that was really cool. And well, without further ado, let's just go to, of course, the No Justice. Probably, you kind of can tell what is happening on the cover itself. We got a Lobo, we got Luthor, we got the Beast Boy, Deathstroke, and we got, of course, Batman. And come on, Lobo. Like, when you have a Lobo, you're gonna have a nice story. So we open up the story when kind of Metal finished. So if you haven't read Metal, well, you probably are aware of the Dark Multiverse, you are aware of Batman Who Laughs. I'm not gonna assume that, because it's been a couple of years. So we know that the Justice League made a rift, and Dark Multiverse broke into our universe. And actually, we meet Hal Jordan and we meet other Green Lanterns at that rift, and they are trying to seal it shut. This is the very first panels. We are here at the very edge of our universe, and they're trying to seal it down. They know there's something is happening, and let me tell you, that is just a beautiful art. And we're gonna have those like 2-page really big art across the whole book, which is really cool. I'm so not used to that from the Batman. So like, they kind of happen, but not there. Thor by Donny Cates really had them, but not to that extent. And here they're like 5 to 4 every single issue, which is really cool. So we know that, and this is a really impactful entry, because okay, there's this rift, something is happening. And I know some say like, oh yeah, for Death Metal you don't really need to read that. You kinda do, So we go back to Earth, and then we have a fight with Brainiac, and we have, of course, the Young Justice. We've got Teen Titans. We've got the bad guys. Also, we got the Justice League fighting the Brainiac, and we start to learn that Brainiac is here not to fight them, because he knows how to beat them. That they are actually working together with the same teams over and over again. So it's easy to learn their tactics, easy to learn how they do stuff. And that is actually quite a cool idea, because honestly, you know, Justice League, it's been for so many years. Like, you know exactly what role Superman has in that team and what he's gonna do. What John Jones is gonna have that. What Batman is gonna, like, you know all those stuff, and you know how they cooperate. The same goes to Teen Titans with Damian Wayne. Like, you know how they work, right? So the Brainiac is like, listen guys, I can beat you. You know, he's like crushing them. It's like, I know how to do that. I've done it millions of times, you know. But I need something different. And as he's beating them down, we have this like nice cool shot that, well, they're transformed somewhere, they are transferred somewhere. And now we've got them in these little groups, in the brand new groups, where we got Harley Quinn, of course, the bad guys, all mixed up. And the groups, I don't want to, at the very end we got like this little cool panel here. We got all the 4 groups, the brand new 4 groups that are being held in the cell. So of course, group number 1, we've got Atom, we got Harley Quinn, Flash, Cyborg, and Damian Wayne as Robin. Then we've got group number 2, we got Beast Boy, Lobo, like from the cover, right? We got Deathstroke, Luthor, and Batman. Number 3, that is quite cool. We got Starro, Starfire, Superman, John Jones, so Martian Manhunter, and of course we've got, I keep forgetting his name, Sinestro. There we go, we got Sinestro. And then of course at the very end we've got Raven, we got, was it Phantom? I think it's Phantom. Dr. Fate is his name. We got Zatanna, we've got Wonder Woman, and of course I keep forgetting the last name, but the one that turns into a devil, I keep forgetting his name, never mind. So those are the new groups. Of course, before the Justice League comes in, and before the members of Justice League join those groups, they are arguing in the main hall of some kind of a spaceship. And Damian Wayne's like, hey, listen, you know, what is going on? Like, what the hell? Like, something is bizarre going on. Like, why we're in this group? Why we're in this brand new suits? Why we are tagged, you know, like, together with someone else? There are, like, villains here. What the hell? The villains are really not liking that as well. So they're almost clashing. And then goes the Brainiac and the whole Justice League. And they go like, hey, listen. Brainiac might be right. There is something. And so we learned that because of the rift, the Justice League kind of caused the end of the universe. And we learned that on the planet, on the Kalu, that Brainiac lived, right? So his planet, there are 4 seeds. And those seeds are activated right now. And there is something called Omega Titan. And actually there are 4 Omega Titans, and they, like 4 teams, and every single Titan has 1 tree, right? And they wanted, those Titans are eating planet, but they want to see after everything which seed was the strongest on which planet. So at the end of when they're gonna eat the whole universe, they're gonna see which one is the strongest. So the strongest eats the rest. So there's like only 1 Titan, and he wins. Cool idea. It's a really cool idea. So we now have this super powerful being that can just destroy universe, right? Because the universe at its very end, and well, we have to go to Kalu. The Brainiac has a plan. He went like, hey, listen, as I said at the beginning, I know that you are working with these teams, whatever, you know, time, but we can't do that. We have to create new teams. That's why we got those new teams. But you have to really listen to me. Like, if you're not gonna listen to me, you're gonna get screwed. At the same time, on Earth, we've got Amanda Waller, right? So from Suicide Squad, actually tracking down on the Brainiac, and we learned that she actually implanted the chip that is downloading the whole brain of the Brainiac. And as Brainiac tries to explain, like, listen, you gotta do, and he stops, because of course previously he said everything precisely what I say or we're dead, like the universe is dead. And at that moment Amanda Waller says, jam it. And they are slowly, I mean, I'm gonna open at that panel, they are slowly jamming Brainiac, he slowly has no idea what is happening. Right, this is this panel when Amanda Waller is jamming him, and when she's downloading everything he knows, and as she's doing it, by the pure accident, she kills Brainiac. So now we are left off with, well, Omega Titans that are trying to destroy the whole universe. We have new fresh teams that have like no idea what to do. And the leader, which was Brainiac, that is literally dead. That was the first issue, and it got me going. I was like, wow, it's great. They're like not even on Earth. They're not on the planet. Other heroes, they are hibernating, right? Brainiac hibernated them. We learned that a bit later, though. And I'm like, wow, that is a pretty cool story. We got dead Brainiac right now. So we're going into the issue number 2, which again, all the covers, beautiful Jim Lee art. Beautiful Jim Lee art. So we start with Amanda Waller going to, of course, the Hall of Solitude. And she's being stopped by the Green Arrow. And the Green Arrow needs answers. Right? It's like, hey, what is happening? And she goes like, hey, listen, the universe is kind of dying. We are screwed. Get out of here. And we know Oliver, what he's not going to get over it. He's like, no, I need answers. God damn it. So we got this really cool interaction with him and Amanda right over here, where he really needs answers, and she slowly starts to explain what is happening, and that the Justice League failed, and how Justice League brought everything upon Earth. Because let's be honest, Justice League, we got the Rift, we got the Dark Multiverse. Again, Batman opened. Batman was the one that opened that rift with this Mel, right? That he found, and he was the one that actually caused the whole event. So you can say that Justice League caused the whole thing, which is kind of right in terms of like what Amanda says, like, hey, listen, you guys screwed up like pretty badly. There's like Titans that are trying to eat us all. There's like a whole bad thing. We're just screwed, guys. What in the world? It's all because of you, so shut up. And well, of course Oliver is not going to shut up. Like, it's Oliver Queen, he's not. And we cut back to, of course, the Kalu, the planet of the Brainiac, where we now have the first Omega Titan slowly coming and destroying everything. Also, we've got the guards of the planet right over here. Beautiful panel, right? Again, a lot of those 2-page panels, even like that. I don't know if they've done it on purpose, but there's a ton of that. It's, if you're not reading comics like daily or like weekly or whatever, there are gonna be panels that you're gonna they're gonna be weird to read, and you kind of have to know the order how to read. I'm gonna try to find like panels, a few panels like that, because they're like really cool splash pages. But there's like, for example, well, I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, like for example, panel like this, just literally next page, when you have like a nice full splash page that kind of goes like goes here, but the text goes like that. Like, there are a few things that are like that, but it's not really that bad. So we've got, okay, they figuring out like we got to work together. So they're slowly going. Each team goes to each tree because of the vibrations on their costume are pulling them to that tree. So they're going to each single tree, and each single tree kind of resembles one emotion. Which the main part is the entropy, right? The entropy is the main kind of tree in the storyline, and this is the one that is gonna happen. Of course, what I forgot to mention, the Brainiac also said that if the Titans are gonna destroy the Kalu, he planted the seed, he activated the seed on Earth. So if they're gonna mess up here, the Earth is next. That's also in the back of the heads of our superheroes. So we got a lot of panels. We're trying to figure out what to do, what we should do. Right now we learned that Aquaman and Nightwing, others are actually hibernating on Earth. And we got, of course, the explanation about the Rift. about the Rift by Amanda Waller to Oliver Quinn. So now we go to the 4 trees, and we got a 4 trees. So we got the Entropy, Miracle, Secret, and Wisdom. Those are the 4 trees, and we've got the Entropy is the main one. And here on this planet, of course, the Entropy one is in the jail, which is the harshest jail on the whole universe. Then, of course, we got others, and just jumping right through, the heroes are slowly trying to get to the core. Of course, they're getting stopped by the police, the force of Kalu. Batman is getting stopped by, of course, the guards, because they have to, like, you know, for Entropy, you see, like, there's a lot of things going on at once. So at the Tree of Entropy, they have to, well, there's a prisoner there that they don't know who that is, so they're gonna just free all of the prisoners. Why not? They're just gonna free everyone. Then we've got the Tree of Miracles, and there's a magic barrier there that is kind of holding it, so they have to go through the magic. Of course, one thing that's worth knowing is that the costumes are actually decreasing their powers, and they are decreasing their magic powers as well. Then we got the Tree of the Secrets, and here, as they go in, the Star and everyone, they learn that this is where all the planets are being stored. So you got this huge place with all these, like, little glasses with tiny planets that were, you know, those are regular sized planets. Like, for example, Tamaran is there, the Starfire's planet, that was just shortened or shrinked so it can be preserved, and there's still life there, right? So they're gonna figure out, like, hey, we gotta do something there. Right, and of course we got the last Tree of the Wisdom, where they have to protect Cyborg, as he is going to connect to that tree, and they have to disable all 4 trees, which is not the easy task. So let's start with the Cyborg. After a really long battle, he is able to connect to that tree, and let me tell you, that is a really good panel when he's finally connected to the tree, because he is the first one to actually make that happen, and he is slowly decreasing that energy. Then we go to, of course, we go to, let me just, you see, like, all the trees, like, there's just so much. We go to the Tree of Miracles. They are trying their best to go through. Diana is like, you have to believe in magic, Zatanna. You have to believe, but this is really hard for them. They can't really they can't channel this inner magic. So there is a huge struggle. And as they are struggling, we also cut to the Batman that is struggling. We have Beast Boy actually struggling to even be able to fight. And we have the best motivational speeches by Lobo. Lobo gives Beast Boy a motivational speech, which leads to literally this panel right here. Like, after Lobo's speech, the Beast Boy gets a second wind and he just transforms, and Lobo just says, "I like it. Good job, kid. Let's go." It's such a great panel. Like, again, you can kind of see this is action-packed volume. It's awesome. So we've got that, right? And at the same time, we learned that, well, the Tree of Secret, because I have, like, here, I have to, like, because I have all titles of trees here, so I have to, like, look it back. That, well, Martian Manhunter has not enough power to actually help those planets in that Tree of Secrets. Is it of Secrets? Yes, it is. So he is like, okay, Starro, can you do that? Do you have the power to do that? Starro is like, oh, you know, guys, screw you. Like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. But after a time, he's like, all right, you know what? Let's try it. We gotta do something, right? Then Earth is next. You know, I'm gonna probably be next. I might die. And as this is happening, we're going back to Batman, where they are going to the last cell, the last possible cell in this whole thing, and they've learned, well, there is someone there, and this is right here, Brainiac's son, and that is another issue that ends. It's crazy. That's another cliffhanger that would, you know, help me for like another month. Fortunately, that's a trade paperback, so I have it all here. So we're going right to the next issue, where we got Brainiac's son, which is called, again, another beautiful art by Jim Lee, which his name is Vril Dox. That is his name. I'm gonna forget it many times. And he tries to explain that he's not gonna help. Everything is dying. You know, there's no way they can save the planet, but they have to try. They do have to try. That's what Batman says. That's what even Lobo says. And Lobo even is aggressive towards him. And he tries to explain, listen, I'm not like my father. I have no idea what he planned. It's just not gonna work. Of course, you know, we got this cool panel again, just, you know, going like, hey, I'm not my father. And we're going back to Amanda Waller. And on Earth, right there, because the Brainiac was killed. We learned that because he was killed, that was his plan, that if he's gonna get killed, the seed on Earth is gonna get activated. And it's gonna grow super fast. So we now go to that panel, and all the is like, you know what, no. We gotta call Green Lanterns. We gotta go and call everyone here. Amanda doesn't like it, but again, Oliver pursues her to do so. Where we're going back again to the team of Wonder Woman. They are fighting. They are struggling against the demons right there. And in the last stretch, Wonder Woman goes like, four miracles! And the tree is saved. The tree is now alive. Now we go back to, of course, Cyborg. He is also doing the same thing. He is saving the tree. But there is a seed. There is a seed on that tree. We don't know what it is. We don't know why it's there. At the same time, the Starro is struggling as well. But he's able to save the planets, but they don't have much time. The time of this planet is ending. They have no idea how to stop the Tree of Entropy. They have no idea what to do. So Starro, even though he saved all those planets, in his last heroic move, he tries to stop the Omega Titan. He goes straight onto the Omega Titan's face and he tries to just be with him. But as he goes, second passes, he is being torn. You can hear his scream and he's being killed by the Omega Titan. So this is the death of the Starro, and as the Starro dies, in the last second, everyone gets onto a ship, and well, they had to flee because the Tree of Entropy, they couldn't help it. They couldn't done anything, and we've got an amazing panel. The whole planet just dies, and as this planet dies, we cut straight to Earth, and as this planet dies, the new tree is growing on Earth. All four trees are going back. We got them in the Bell Reef. That is where the Entropy is. We got the Star Labs. We got Fortress of Solitude. And also we've got, again, I have to translate them from Polish. And also we got the Tower of Fate. Those are the four trees. And let me tell you, they're like, okay, so Oliver asks, like, okay, so what is up with those? Like, why, what? And Marvel says, like, they are, you know, Omega Titans that might come. And we learn that, well, they're not might come. They're already here. They're already here. Powerful ending to another issue. And I mean, wow, just wow. So now we go back straight to the Rift. And we learned that, well, the Green Lanterns are not doing well. Like, they have two choices: either be there forever or do something. Now the signal goes from Earth, from Ollie, that is like, hey, we need help. We really do need that help. We need the assistance of the Green Lanterns. So look at that. That is a beautiful panel of those four Titans just above Earth. They are waiting. And as we have that, the Waller tries to go back to her base. She's like, President, I need nukes. Like, I need that. Like, we gotta nuke it all. Like, there's no way anything can happen. Ollie goes with her, and we slowly see the Justice League, not on Kolu, just being here, looking at the destruction, and they go like, well, wow, this is powerful. We see Virgil, Brainiac 2. I'm gonna call it Brainiac 2 as he calls himself. The Brainiac 2, just saying, look at that, guys. Look at this mess you've made. We've got the whole planet that was destroyed. We had refugees now, but what is even worse, we've got thousands of planets coming back to their original size. That is going to cause the chaos. That is going to cause the war. Cyborg was like, yeah, but there's time around, but it doesn't matter anymore. It's just chaos. The universe, you can feel it is at the very end. The max capacity is slowly being there. Batman says, listen, can we get to Earth? Cyborg actually, has to say like, no, we can't. I can't. Everything is destroyed on this ship. We can't do it. And as Brainiac starts saying like, hey, I'm gonna bail out. I have to go because they wanted him to actually repair the ship. They're like, nah, I'm gonna, do this and that, and bye. He vanishes. He goes to Earth with his teleport, and now we have. Of course, let me just... There we go, that's a beauty... those panels when he goes back to Earth. And we've got those panels when he goes straight to Earth and he actually launches some kind of a device onto all trees. And this device is helping the trees grow, which means this speeds up the whole effect of the Titans. So this is the whole, just... cranked up, dialed to 5 or to 10, 11, the growing part. Really nasty thing that he's doing, but well, that's what he does, right? He is the villain, right? He is the next Amanda Waller. Now we know that, first of all, Planet Earth is screwed. We've got Justice League stuck in somewhere near Kalu, but fortunately we got Green Lantern. So Green Lanterns are coming and they're trying to understand what is up, what is happening, and they're just like, it's over. It is over. It is really over. We are dead. Let's be prepared for that. But as it is happening, the Justice League comes. They actually got, which is completely bizarre, they time traveled. They time traveled to be there at this very moment, and we've got all other teams. So this is the team that Batman is leading to the again, Tree of Entropy. They now know what to do with the Tree of Entropy. They are going to every single tree. They know what to do. So now the plan is, we gotta destroy what Brainiac 2 put. We gotta destroy those tree growing enhancing devices. So they are focusing on that. They're slowly destroying all of that. But as they do, they have to figure out the plan. And as they are like, well, we can't do it. We can't do it without a Brainiac. We can't have it. Oliver says like, guys, kind of, we can bring Brainiac. Everyone's like, wait, what? How can we bring back Brainiac? Well, it turns out that, well, 30 minutes ago, I told you, Amanda Waller downloaded the Brainiac's mind to her PC, or to her headquarters, right? Excuse me. So she did that. So she tells, all right, listen, guys, give Cyborg an access. As Cyborg gets the access to his brain, he learns how to deal with that, and to deal with this whole situation is to shut down the 3 trees, go back to the Tree of Entropy, get this, you remember this little seed that was like a gold seed, but also go to the trees and to their cores, suck in the energy from them to the suits of the teams, go back to the entropy, put that energy to that seed, and shut that seed into one of the Omega Titans. So this would mean that this one seed would have the power for all 4 trees. So the Titans would not eat the planet, they would eat one of themselves, right? One of the Titans. That is the plan, and they are working towards it. And actually, because they're all few pages, we have this quick cut to this. So this is the quick cut here from them just doing that to Cyborg creating this bullet, we might say, out of this seed. And we have this really cool scene where Green Lantern tries to shoot, and Ollie said like, you know what, yeah, let's make it. I'm a professional, I'm gonna do it. So we've got Oliver Queen actually shooting to Omega Titan. And as the Omega Titan is shot, we see Omega Titan slowly eating themselves, one of their brothers. And as this is happening, we now know that Earth is saved. Everything is saved. But is it really? Is it really saved? We don't know. The rift is still open. The rift is open and something is happening. We see the Martian Manhunter actually giving something, the most powerful weapon in this mysterious chest, to the Oliver Queen. We don't know what that is, but Martian Manhunter says this is the most powerful weapon on Earth. Keep it tight. And we go back to the Justice League as they are trying to determine who's going to be the new leader. And the new leader is declared by Batman and by Superman, the Martian Manhunter. And that is the end. That is the end of that story. But we got a nice addition here, and this addition is actually the prelude, which takes place on the Kalu before the Beast Boy kind of woke up, like, when they were starting to fight. So the prelude is about that battle, but it just showcases the mindset during the battle. And the most important shot is over here when Supergirl actually flies up and sees the first Omega Titan. Again, cool addition, but I wouldn't say needed. I would rather have those panels, because they're like really cool panels, because you have the insight of what those heroes were thinking right here when it should be, not at the end as a prelude. I would like it over here. So jam-packed action from the get-go. And if someone says you don't need it for that mail, let me tell you, you really do. Just a great story that puts you into this perspective, like, hey, this is how destroyed Kal. Brainiac is dead. Starro is dead. There is this rift that is happening, right? And the rift is because of that. There are just so many things that happen in this trade paperback. It's insane to me. And again, you don't need the character development. There was just almost no character development whatsoever. But those are the characters that we all know. And I like when author assumes that we know the character. And that's what kind of Snyder does with the Tinian. They do assume that you already know who the Lobo is. You know who Lex Luthor is, who Beast Boy is, right? Who Deathstroke is. And 90% of the time, you as a reader actually know that. Because those are staple characters that were for a long time. Even if you pick this book and you go like, oh yeah, I don't know who Damian Wayne is, but, well, here's Robin. Batman calls him son, so here's son of Batman. There we go. Got it, right? Wonder Woman, Zatanna, you all know this character, like Harley Quinn, for example. So that is really good. And to be quite fair, I think the only downside of this book, I genuinely think that maybe there are two downsides. Like, first one is the prelude not being in the right position. I would love to have it as an issue number in between number 1 and 2 to be put. I mean, again, this is a trade paperback, so I think it should be at that position, not at the very end. Because when I was reading the prelude, I was like, yeah, but that battle already happened. Like, I know the outcome. I think it would be more impactful if they would put it into the correct moment. But I'm not gonna get mad at that. The other thing is the ending. You can feel that the last issue is a bit rushed again. Like, it's already a conclusion when they come to Earth. I hoped for a bigger battle, for a bigger struggle at the very end. But it was nice to see again, all those great characters. I think the story is great. It's jam-packed. Maybe they could have also touched a bit upon, you know, that time travel and how the heroes got here, because a really good moment that you don't really expect. So for me, and coming into, you know, slowly getting, there's a road to death metal, because I'm gonna call that like that. It's the road to death metal. This is getting, honestly, a solid, and I mean solid, 8 out of 10. There's a solid 8 out of 10. Could have been 9, but there are a few things, you know, that I would like to see done, you know, maybe a different way. Again, kind of explained a bit more. The time travel, the final battle, and, you know, the positioning of the epilogue, of the, you know, preludium, or however you want to call it. But at the end of the day, this is the book that I can highly recommend, and it gets you kind of in the mood for the next Justice. I want to know what's happening next, so I'm probably gonna start reading it, or maybe I'm gonna just like stop for a moment, because again, tomorrow there are other comics coming. So yeah, solid 8 out of 10. Great book. Highly recommend. I think you should read that. And if someone says you don't need to read that for the death metal, no, you have to, because it's just great story, and it touches upon, you know, this another bigger threat. Also, yeah, I know why I give it an 8. There was a story with the Justice League from Rebirth, where you also have 4 Titans trying to destroy Earth, and there was a seed on our planet. So that is kind of rehashed story. That's why an 8. Right there. So that is my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will go and pick up the book, because it's really worth it. But in the meantime, goodbye. Gonna have fantastic rest of the day. Take care, guys. Bye.